Hi, Steve here. The veil is being lifted from darkness, and as the light shines even more on the darkness, most people are beginning to see how black the darkness really is. But there are still so many who can't see the light because Satan has blinded their eyes. Their spiritual eyes and their mental eyes are blinded. The Apostle Paul talked about the very gospel of Jesus Christ being hidden from some people, and he said, but even if our gospel is, in some sense, hidden behind a veil, it's hidden only to those who are perishing. Among them, the god of this world, Satan, has blinded the minds of the unbelieving to prevent them from seeing the illuminating light of the gospel of the glory of Christ, who is the image of God. But if you think it's bad now, the time is coming when the devil won't be in the second heaven, but he will be here on earth. And the great dragon was thrown down, the age-old serpent who is called the devil and Satan, he who continually deceives and seduces the entire inhabited world. He was thrown down to the earth, and his angels were thrown down with him. Satan is the one who continues to deceive those on this earth. He deceives many from being able to comprehend the truth, and he seduces those who continually do evil to help keep you from knowing the truth. People in mainstream media who've been getting paid to lie will keep doing it until either they no longer have a job or they're found out to be lying with everything they've told the public, and no one listens to them again. But the devil will continue to raise up those who will mislead and slander those who are doing what's right until Jesus comes back and ends the days of sinners forever. Did you know that one of the meanings of Satan literally translates to slanderer? We have more people in mainstream media today gaslighting, making up statistics that are just plain made up, and others who simply lie to cover up the facts. You might ask yourself, why? What's in it for them? Usually it's a lot of money.
A lot of private sector people, when they get into government, they don't take the time necessarily to see what the good work is or why it's structured the way it is. So I'm a little worried, particularly with this USAID stuff. My foundation partners with USAID on nutrition and getting vaccines out. And, there's incredible people. They're not actually worms that work there. So, hopefully we'll get some of that work back in shape. In fact, if we don't, you could have literally millions of deaths. Pandemic, there's a lot that we should be doing that hopefully we'll get our act together before the next one comes. So maybe 10% chance in the next 4 years.
He thinks running to the View.
Yeah, the pandemic, sadly, was fairly predictable, and it won't be the last pandemic. The next one could be far more severe. I mean, this one, it killed millions. It was awful. We got the vaccine. There's some other medical innovations, including a thing called an HIV cure that could be accelerated. So, we should be more prepared, both for a pandemic. I'd say that's still number one. You can worry about nuclear war. You can worry about AI.
This sounds like
plenty to worry about.
Musk also amplified a post this week from conspiracy theorist Alex Jones. Yes, that guy. He's still around.
Did you hear the mockery in her voice? They've been trying to get rid of Alex Jones since Hillary and President Trump's first election. They've slandered him, they've sued him, but of course, that's one of the main tactics of the lawless, using lawfare.
Alex Jones wrote that Los Angeles fires are part of a larger globalist plot to wage economic warfare and deindustrialize the United States before triggering total collapse. Not sure that guy's okay. Musk responded to that post by writing, true. Yes, just to repeat here. That's just the richest man in the world and the best friend of the incoming president, confirming to his 200 million followers that he thinks the devastating wildfires are a part of a globalist plot.
Previously mentioned the timeline for rebuilding would be 6 to 9 months. Is that going to happen? And should people rebuild in some parts of California, given how high the fire risk
Yeah,
is.
you can't rebuild the same. So we have to rebuild with science. We have to build with climate reality in mind. We have to look at infrastructure, redundancy, systems, ingress, egress as it relates to emergency management and planning, materials, all of that. But more important than anything else is the need to get the debris removed. 30 days to do the hazardous waste. We want to get 6 to 9 months, the rest of the debris done. Concurrently, people are getting permits. So this is all happening, rolling together, and we want to see construction very shortly. And in the next few years, we want to see hundreds, thousands of homes rebuilt.
There is no question that there will be a challenge to the coming administration in the arena of infectious diseases, both chronic infectious diseases in the sense of already ongoing disease, and we have certainly a large burden of that. But also there will be a surprise outbreak.
When the pandemic happened, Moderna had made 100,000 doses in 2019 for the whole year. And I remember walking after Davos into the office of my head of manufacturing, and I say, how will we make 1 billion doses next year? And they look at me a bit funny, say, what? I say, yeah, we need to make 1 billion doses next year. There's going to be a pandemic.
The good news is, it looks like God has raised a standard against the rampant flood of Satan's plan against the United States. And it also looks like the light is shining on all the darkness in this government. And many things are being brought to light that most Americans can't even fathom. There will always be evil in this world until the day of the Lord. So you have to make a decision and how you will deal with that personally. Will you be seduced by money or any other immoral or sinful act the devil tries to seduce you into? Too many hostile nations of America have already discovered how easily politicians, lawyers, judges, medical doctors, and others can be bought to do their bidding. Jesus said, "For what does it benefit a man to gain the whole world with all its pleasures and forfeit his soul? For what will a man give in exchange for his soul and eternal life in God's kingdom? For whoever is ashamed here and now of me," Jesus said, "and my words in this adulterous and sinful generation, the Son of Man will also be ashamed of him when he comes in the glory of his Father with the holy angels." This life is your test. The only way you'll pass this test of your time here on earth is by choosing to have a relationship with the Son of the living God. He came in the flesh as a man. He suffered and died a horrifying death on the cross, but he rose again from the dead. If you don't know Jesus and don't know how to pray or what to pray, I leave a link in the description box below that might help you to pray the prayer of faith and begin your walk with the living God of all creation. Think about it.